What is a video game trope you're tired of and you wish they would stop altogether? Not industry practice, so don't comment microtransactions. But like
this is
playing,
something that's in video games and not
Yes.
like something around video games.
like a mechanic
I was
or feature
mainly
or
going-
story thing.
I was gonna focus on annual releases, but I can't do that. Something.
Oh, we're gonna crap. We did crap on the annual release last episode. You
We
were
did.
wrong.
Okay.
So
My memory's hot garbage.
people are gonna say, "Oh, I'm tired of you recycling the same thing," and I'm like, "I do what I want."
My memory's hot trash. Stop it.
We did crap on the annual release,
Thank you for listening anyway. But,
which, by the way, Microsoft did say they're not going to have an annual release of COD,
Yes.
or at least they're going to try to stop it.
Yes.
Which can't thank them enough for it. It's so much better to just take your time, make a full game,
mhm.
and people only play COD for the multiplayer anyway.
Oh yeah.
But like, it's better to just make a full game
Mm-hmm.
every couple years because every year people are just gonna hate it.
Let's see. A trope within video games I cannot stand. More than likely when they just they release a new game, but they don't really add anything to it. It's like the exact same mechanic, as the exact same. Or would that fall under industry practice?
Oh, what do you mean?
Like for example, the Madden games. They don't really add anything new to it.
Oh, we
Or
always
at
got time to slander EA.
They don't really add anything new to it except for maybe every 3 to 4 years. Like, oh, here's something, but that existed back in 2005 that fans have been wanting in the game, back in the games for years now. Like they'll take things out and then add it back in years later and call it a new mechanic.
Oh my god. I stopped playing Madden because it was the same game every year, just updated rosters, and they fixed 1 or 2 bugs, which would make 10 more bugs happen.
Mm-hmm.
But when they marketed, I can't remember what Madden it was, but when they had took out the Pro Bowl in Madden 12, and then they brought back this brave new feature in Madden 18, 19, or 20, doesn't matter, same game. They were like, hey, we brought back the Pro Bowl. I'm like, are you serious? That's like saying, hey, we brought back alternate jerseys. That's an expectation to have.
Mm-hmm.
There should be no reason it's gone from the game. You don't get credit for putting out a fire you started. You don't get imagine if Madden next year is like, hey guys, this is gonna be the best Madden in years. Why? We added back create a team. Oh thanks. You're still very much not on par with what you were 15 years ago.
Exactly. I played Madden 10 and Madden 11 recently for the first time in years, and I was like, this is even better than what's out right now.
Hard agree. Madden 11 is my favorite Madden. It's the last good Madden.
Yeah, for me, it's Madden 10 through Madden 12. Those three are my personal favorites to go back to.
I got a feature for you.
Oh no!
Any escort mission ever.
Yes. Why did? Oh my god!
Any escort mission ever.
Oh, we literally just talked about it last night, but Resident Evil 4. Oh,
do
Ashley Graham, the president's daughter. Oh. All I know is whenever the Resident Evil 4 remake comes out or is announced or anything, please reduce the amount of escort bullcrap with Ashley. Oh, why did I not think of that? You're a genius. Oh,
I knew. I wrote down a bunch of things. I knew something was going to stoke your memory. I just got to unlock the PTSD.
Yeah, literally Resident Evil 4. For those who have not played that, I want to say masterpiece of a game, but it has its flaws like every other game does. It's still a fantastic game. It's one of the best games of all time. You are going to Europe to save the president's daughter, but she is just this useless, whining brat of a 20-year-old college student. Just, Dad, help! And then you're shooting things, and she happens to be up the shelf, and you accidentally look at her, and she's like, "Oh, you pervert! Looking at my skirt." It's like, game over. But the best part is you can hide her in certain trash bins all around. You're just like, get in there, just hide. And she doesn't exist anymore until you call her back out, and you just have peace and serenity. And then you try to go through the next area. It's like, you can't leave Ashley behind. It's like, bet. I will hack this game. I will get through. I will win. It's like, I can't whistle because loudness. But then she hears you whistle and kind of just like, okay, you just triggered all.
Every game I've ever had an escort mission is terrible because, and it's not the fact that they're just difficult missions in general, is that the AI is always dumb. You're just like, let me go on ahead, clear the enemies out, and they're like, oh, I see you're going forward in danger. Let me join you.
Let me run ahead.
Or you just say, all right, you know what? We're going to stay together, and I'm just going to play crowd control. I'm not going to try to defeat any enemies. I'm just going to hit them as they show up and knock them back. And then the person you're escorting is like, let me fight with you. No. You're not. That's why I'm escorting you. Every single escort mission is miserable. I don't care what you add to it. They all suck.
Like, you'll go to snipe somebody RE4 and like, this is the scope, and Ashley will be like, oh, I see you're trying to kill somebody right there. What are you doing? Let me look at you, eh? And you're just like, get out of the way.
That's a big barrel on that gun. What's it do? Let me put my eye on it to look
and
inside.
then they just slash, and she dies immediately in one hit, and it's just like, oh, my.
Yeah, Fallout 3, where you have to, in Fallout 3, there's like a little safe haven where the kids grow. I think it's called Little Lamplight. And then you have to take them, like once they get a certain age, they get kicked out, and one kid asks you to escort him to a nearby city. And he just takes off through the wasteland.
I'm gone.
He goes through Raider lands. There's like a couple death claws that may or may not spawn. And he's just like, yeah, follow me. And I might pay you with money that I'm pretty sure I don't have. He's not convincing in saying he'll pay you. It's so terrible. Hate escort missions. Here's something else.
Yes.
I don't know how many open world games you play.
Not many. I'm trying to get into them, but.
Good?
Yeah.
Good. I don't know how many open world games you play. I cannot stand open world games that are beautiful with a big open world, and that's all they market it as towards you. But you play the game, and there's nothing to do in the open world besides fetch quests and collectibles.
Mm.
Fetch quests, I don't mind. But when they say something like, old weapons of your character's previous life are scattered throughout the world, go collect them. Like, that's it? You just give me collectibles? Like, again, I say, Final Fantasy 15. That world is gorgeous to walk around in.
Mm-hmm.
There is giant swaths of emptiness. So empty that you drive the car through it and you'll never need to go there.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah,
it is so
oh, yeah. I have a
empty.
I have a memory of, like the little bit I did play the game where it's like 250 kilometers ago, and like you're driving, just sitting there waiting. All of a sudden I look up, it's like 249 kilometers ago. I'm like, it's been 5 minutes. What do you mean? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, like there are whole sections of you driving from city to city, and there's nothing. There's nothing. Like, you have to get out the car and go find things to do. But again, the world looks gorgeous. Photo mode is fantastic.
A big blade of grass swings. Is that a monster? Is that? Can we stop the car? It's like, no, it's just a tree.
Can't
God dang it.
stand open world game. Just at that point, just make the game a bunch of series of long hallways. Like, don't do that.
Isn't that what the first Final Fantasy 13 was? Very linear hallway-like structures.
13 was linear and it was terrible. I hate everything about that game.
I've heard nothing but meh about that trilogy of games of 13, so I'm like, all right, I'll avoid that one if I ever play Final Fantasy games.
You want to talk about no vision. You want to talk about everybody just doing whatever they wanted. 13 was bad. 13-2 was bad. 13
Lightning Returns.
Lightning Returns was bad. And Lightning Returns was bad, not because they had lightning at the forefront for some reason. They basically made her Jesus at this point.
Oh, God.
And I don't mean like in terms of power, but like she was like the whole Jesus allegory at this point in the story. And I'm like, why are we doing this?